It's Sunday, so that means that it's time for another featured creature.
That's right, and that means everybody's favorite photojournalist, Dakota Castile, especially when he's got his hat on. He's a serious business. But he does introduce us this week to a crab that you can see at the Tennessee Aquarium.
On this week's featured creature, we're checking out an arthropod that is harvested for its medicinally useful blue blood.
So this exhibit we have 10 horseshoe crabs. They are an arthropod. They're more closely related to the ticks, scorpions, and spiders, not closely related to the true crabs of our oceans. But they are called the horseshoe crab because they have little crabby legs and they scurry along the bottom, and their carapace, their shell, is the shape of a horseshoe when you flip them upside down.
Can you estimate how long they've been around and if they have changed much in that time?
We've found fossils up to 450 million years old, showing that horseshoe crabs back then looked just like the ones we have today that are still roaming around our oceans. They're extremely similar. You know, maybe some small evolutionary changes that the horseshoe crabs have used to adapt, but by and large, they are the same as their ancestors from so long ago.
What are some of the cool features that these guys have?
They have many eyes on their shells. They don't get a crystal clear picture like we do, but they have those multiple sets of eyes that are more like light sensing organs mostly, so that they can navigate their underwater surroundings. They have a very long tail. It looks like a stinger from a scorpion, but completely harmless, just long and pointy, so they can use it to flip themselves over when they're in the surf and they get flipped upside down.
How many legs do they have, and are they strong enough to capture their own food?
They have 12 legs. They have 6 sets of legs. They have 2 on the back that are walking legs, and then the others have pinchers on them. They kind of are scavenger, so they're not going to go out hunting. Their pinchers are very weak, so they can't grab and rip food apart. They just use those pinchers to hold and eat dead and decaying food items they might find on the ocean floor. They don't have any true jaws, so actually on their legs are these bristles that serve to force the food down into their mouth. They have to move their legs to work those bristles and push that food down in their mouth.
Is there anything unique about these crabs that can be considered useful?
The horseshoe crab actually has blue blood, which is pretty crazy, but they don't have hemoglobin like we do that gives that red color. It's actually more of a copper-based blood that is super useful and valuable for medical research.
Do horseshoe crabs have a specific courtship ritual when it's time for them to reproduce?
The male has special claws. On the first 2 claws on their body are a lot more muscular and rounded, and they're designed to grasp the rear of the shell of the female horseshoe crab. So she's just going to deposit the eggs on the sand, and he'll fertilize those as they walk by. In the breeding season, you can have up to 5 or 6 males hanging off the back of the female, and they're all walking together in a long train like that.
A female horseshoe crab can lay an estimated 88,000 eggs or more in a single season, but only an estimated 10 offspring will actually survive to adulthood. For this week's featured creature, I'm Dakota Castile.
First off, can you remember, or can you imagine having 12 legs? How easy life would be?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Hard.
Yes. But the thing that is, it just always amazes me is they know all these. I know that people have done a lot of research on these things, but it's like, okay, so they lay 80,000 eggs. How do you know? You know, are you counting them one by one?
I bet you someone's just counting 1, 2, 3.
And then you have 10 that survive. I mean, those are that's some real science right there.
It really is. And then their mouth, it looks like a garbage disposal as they're like just feeding themselves.
And I'm assuming that they turn upside down on purpose. I mean, obviously they were turning them upside down to help.
I bet that those crabs are spoiled though.
That's what I was thinking too.
They're just like,
they would never be able to. Yeah, they would never be able to go. Yeah, that's true. Well, they probably aren't expected to go back out there. All right, we gotta go because they're telling me to.